We're good.
Good? All right. The recession has taken a toll on everyone. Companies are hurting, and layoffs are the product of this pain. We have been fortunate. We were spared from layoffs, but others have not been as lucky as we have been. I'm sure you all know somebody who has recently lost their job. The Department of Numbers states that Arizona unemployment is at 9.3%, which is 0.3% higher than the national average. Education is your most valuable asset, and returning to school gives you an advantage. Because of the huge job applicant pool, companies can be very selective now. The Bureau of Labor Statistics suggests that 40% of all jobs will require an associate's degree or higher to obtain a job. Experience is no longer enough. The first thing I'm going to propose to you is why you should return to school. The second thing I'm going to discuss is the excuses that you might have for why you can't go back to school. Returning to school at any age is tough. When I was in high school, I planned on going to college, like most high school students do. I was accepted at Rutgers University, and I attended for about a week before the financial aid office contacted me and said, sorry, you're not eligible for financial aid or grants because your parents make too much money, so you're going to have to pay the tuition. Well, just out of high school, my full-time job was not very good, so I was not able to do that. So I had to withdraw, and I postponed my education. After my daughter was born, I tried again to go back to school, but sleep deprivation, and my husband at the time was not very supportive, and I was working full-time, was not conducive to going back to school. So again, I withdrew, and I postponed my education. Now, lack of a secondary education has had a huge effect on the jobs that are available to me. Mostly I'm only qualified for hourly jobs. The one salary job I did get required me to work 65 to 70 hours a week. I burned out after 3 years, and during that time I missed all the major milestones of my daughter. So I changed jobs. I got this job, in fact. It had good pay, good benefits, as you guys all know, and decent hours. But as you guys know, this job is also very physical. So after 5 years, and I know that's not very long for some of you, I needed knee and ankle surgery. And a year later, after that, I needed another knee surgery. So lost time caused me to lose my full-time position with the company. So I came to a crossroads in life. I could either stay on my path that I was currently on, or I could try to make a change in my life. Now, some of you guys might be in similar situations, or maybe you've just simply hit top pay, and you're at the proverbial glass ceiling, and there's just nowhere else to go. If you had to change jobs today, your 15, 20 years, 5 years experience would not be enough to get you a job, and education is now required. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics states that the top 20 jobs that will increase their workforce over the next 10 to 15 years will require you to have a bachelor's degree. So how much education do you have? Now, college education can also give you a higher income. Now, you'll see on the chart above, sorry, it's a little small, high school, an average person with a high school education, no, didn't click?
No. Education is your most valuable asset.
Oh, okay. I think I skipped it. No, did I miss it? Okay. High school, person with only a high school education makes, on average, $626 a week, or $32,000 a year. However, a person with a bachelor's degree can earn $1,026 per week on average, and up to $53,000 per year. Also, unemployment decreases with a higher education. The higher your degree, the less likely you will be to become unemployed. Now, maybe higher income is not an incentive to go back to school for you. I know change is hard, and changing jobs is especially hard. Remember when you were a child and adults always asked you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Children always have an answer to this question. And as they grow up, their answers change. This probably isn't what you aspired to be when you grew up, when you were a child. Like most adults, you fell into this career and you just went with it. And education could let you do something that you really want, something that would make you really happy. At a minimum, education will increase your knowledge in an area that you enjoy and possibly give you a new career. Now, you may be considering going back to school right now, but all these excuses are popping up into your head. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I'm too old to go back to school. So let's talk about these excuses. The first excuse is, I don't have the time. This is a common excuse for the working adult, especially when you have a family at home. But technology has changed the world, and it also has changed education. You no longer have to go to a classroom and sit for an hour and a half to 2 hours to earn a degree. You can now earn a degree from the comfort of your home at your convenience. Online classes are the wave of the future. Universities are developing more and more online degree programs. The major universities are also getting on board. For instance, ASU just started an online degree program. Online classes give you the ability to study and test when it's convenient for you. Okay, now time is no longer an issue. Let's talk about money. One of the great things about our company is we have good benefits, and one of those benefits is tuition reimbursement. Our company will reimburse you up to $3,000 a year in tuition costs. How many classes could you take with $3,000? If $3,000 isn't enough, the federal government also wants to help you out. They have federal Pell Grants, which will give you up to $5,500 a year for education assistance that you never have to pay back. Now you're up to a total of $8,500. Do you think you can afford to return to school now? Okay, now we got time and money out of the way. You can't use those excuses anymore. Let's talk about age. Age, the I'm too old to go to school excuse is not going to work. Our universities have experienced a huge growth in the student age population. For instance, University of Phoenix, the average student age is 35 to 37. Why such an increase in the age of students? Because 401ks have been diminished, Social Security is not paying enough money, and the baby boomers are being forced to return to school. Another benefit of taking online classes is nobody knows how old you are, unless you tell. So now we're out of excuses. A master's degree today is equivalent to a bachelor's degree of yesterday. Less than 2 years ago, I faced a crossroad, and I had to make a choice. I chose to go back to school. I enrolled in online courses at Herzing University. In December, I'll have my associate's degree, and I plan on continuing to get my bachelor's and higher. Now, these degrees can offer me a different career, or they can possibly just simply open up doors in this company for me. I have options with an education. You can have the same options. Take the first step. The company is offering you a free education. Take advantage and enroll in some classes or a degree program. Enrich your life through education. Thank you.
Actually, I was thinking that I was on stage.
You were?